If you guys have seen your friends and family posting pictures, videos on all social media platforms of them getting engaged, that is because simply it is engagement season.
Holla at your girl.
We thought we would do a little video series where we talk about our experiences dating, getting engaged, the engagement process, planning for a wedding, getting married, that whole shebang. So this video will be us doing a Q&A on our newlywed life so you get to know us a little bit more. My husband Christian and I got engaged 2 years ago.
As of now, 2 years ago, yes.
So Christian and I got engaged April 18th, 2017. So that was almost 2 years ago, and we got married June 16th, 2018. So we've only really been married for a little over 7 months. Basically, I've picked a bunch of questions for us to answer. If you haven't seen our wedding video, I will link it down below. We did post it so you can see that beautiful day. And I am coming up with a video for bride's do's and don'ts. So if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see those videos coming up. Are you ready?
Let's do it. No.
So, that's our cat. You squeaked.
No, I didn't play hard to get. There was no doubting. I was like, Good qualities was she was so kind, very gracious, and I would say very compassionate, because I'm not the funniest person, but like she made me feel like I was the funniest person and like the coolest person in town. She makes you feel very, very, very special.
Aww, I love you.
I love you. After 1 month?
We kind of knew after I graduated high school that it would probably be best if I had at least 1 year to be on my own. He had 4 years before I graduated, so he was definitely ready. But I needed a little time to grow into a little flower before we could get married. But after that, with our engagement, we knew we wanted like a summer wedding. And just with where we were with a ballet company, it just worked best to where if we waited 1 more year before getting married, that way we had time to plan, we could save up a lot. A year after us dating, that I graduated, then a year until we got engaged, and a year until we got married. And now we don't have to wait anymore. Yay! I grew up where my parents were together, and so I never experienced a divorce of any kind. And I think after seeing my parents be together for almost 28 years,
Yeah, almost, yeah.
I know that it's possible, and I really am impressed with how they always just treated each other. They have a disagreement, they never like take it out in front of us, but they really try to discuss it just between the two of them. I definitely feel like they influenced me in the fact of just how you create the marriage you want, and so the more amount of work you put into it, the more amount will pay off.
I wish I could say the food, but we didn't eat that much.
We didn't eat anything. I heard it was amazing.
The steak, mashed
chicken.
potato,
But besides the food,
what is her walking down the aisle?
We didn't do a first look. He saw me for the first time walking down the aisle.
Yeah, and what I'll say is, for our wedding in particular, for this answer, I say walking down the aisle because that was the longest part of the wedding. As I'm sobbing, like kind of trying to hold it in, as everyone's coming down the aisle, I'm getting all these looks and the music's playing. It's beautiful, it's perfect, perfect wedding day. But when she walked down the aisle, once that portion was done, it was just a blur. Her walking down the aisle was something I was able to actually notice and really take in for the most amount of time.
The cake cutting. I always saw it in movies and it's so cute, and I don't know, I always like thought, oh, I can't wait till I do that with my husband. But when it went down to it, I don't remember anything. I don't even remember what it tasted like. Where is our cake?
Our cake that we threw away?
We threw it away? Well, we haven't finished our first year, but so far in the 7 months that we've been married, we're half a year in, has it been as hard as you thought it would be?
So far, it's been the easiest, but the hardest parts of marriage, I'm going to say, is communication. That's going to be the hardest part, is being selfless, because your space becomes her space becomes yours, and everything that was, there's no more you or her. It's y'all's. That can make that first year very hard.
I'm going to do a video on that, so if you want to know my answer to that, go ahead and click the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to hear exactly my thoughts on that.
Our advice is to go to the link below to subscribe to get that advice. But coming soon.
I believe that marriage was created by God, and so it's just his natural design. Marriage really illustrates the picture of Christ with the church and his unconditional love, and he literally gave his life for the church. And as the church, we are supposed to be in humble submission, where it makes sense. Like, I think marriage outside of the Christian worldview, it doesn't make sense. If you can just live together already, what does a piece of paper that legalizes it do to you? What does that mean? But as a believer, it's so much more. And so every single day I'm being reminded with how Christian loves me, even when I'm not lovable, that that's the same way that the Lord views me. And just to be fully known by each other, like it's the same thing where Christ knows us fully.
Ultimately, it comes down to is love. And it's selfless love, agape love. Wait. If you can see it, agape.
Agape. Oh, and this is our wedding date. We have matching tattoos of our wedding date.
So, anyone, you can be the most kindest person, the most friendly person in the world and still not be a Christian, because people have the capacity to do good. But honestly, the main part is Jesus and our foundation. Because you can do it you can willfully try to do good, love, selfless, but you can only do it to the most extent. Like, what allows me to constantly choose Kara, to constantly love her, to be faithful for her, to be vice versa back to me. Know that because God made that covenant, we're never going to walk away from the covenant or from the created thing that he gave us to use.
So that concludes our little Q&A of how newlywed life is going thus far.
If you have any questions or videos you'd like for us to make, you can just comment below.
And get ready, I have a video coming out very soon after this one of 10 do's and don'ts as a bride. So if you are in this new engagement season, I recommend watching it, because there are many things that I learned that I want to relate to other brides-to-be. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you haven't seen our wedding video, please give it a click. You can get a little insight of us and our life. And thank you for being on my channel.
You want a kiss?